Welcome to Urban Legends, and in tonight's episode we'll be counting down the top 5 scariest stories from Mexico. As always, we've saved the creepiest for last. According to legend, El Chuchu is a shape-shifting, malevolent and evil being that is said to lurk in wardrobes and hide under beds, ready to punish disobedient and wayward children. Its description can vary, but it is generally described as being human-sized, with a thin hairy body, large ears, a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth and red glowing eyes. El Chuchu is thought to be the exact opposite of a guardian angel and is closely linked to Lucifer himself. Parents and grandparents have wielded this eerie legend as a powerful tool to keep their children in line. Parents invoke El Chuchu to ensure their children stay in bed. The message is clear: go to sleep, or El Chuchu will come for you. If they behave, then they have nothing to fear. Misbehave and El Chuchu can hear wayward children from many miles away, hence the large ears. The legend of El Chuchu likely arrived in Mexico from Portugal during the late 1500s when the two kingdoms were united under the Habsburg Spanish kings, and it has served as Mexico's disturbing version of the boogeyman ever since. El Chuchu serves as both a stark reminder that there is a consequence to bad behavior and the importance of respect. The legend is still very much alive and used in many households to this day. The red car, also known as El Carro de las Brujas or the Carriage of the Witches, is a well-known legend that is said to occur at night on the roads between Mexico City and Cuernavaca. If a young man happens to be walking that stretch of road after midnight, it is said that he will see a red car following him for some distance. Eventually, when it overtakes and pulls over, he will be pleasantly surprised to discover that the occupants of this mysterious car are beautiful women, who almost seem to know him, and they tell him exactly what he wants to hear. They are friendly and charming, gently persuading him to go for a ride with them. And after some time talking to these alluring women, the man's guard is completely down and he agrees to get into the car. They drive off, and as the man sits in the back seat, in between two of the women, he starts to doubt his decision. The women's demeanor has changed. They are not friendly anymore. He asks to get out, but is told no. Sadly, his fate was sealed the moment he got in the car. He is found the next day, his body dumped on the side of the road. There are bizarre markings and symbols carved into his skin. The police are baffled, but this is not the first body they have found in this manner, and it won't be the last. The red car legend is firmly entrenched in Mexican folklore, passed down through generations. However, like most urban legends, its veracity remains unproven. The women are actually witches, representing forbidden desires, temptations that can lead to destruction. The men who willingly step into the red car symbolize those who make reckless choices, blinded by their yearnings. The legend serves as a cautionary tale, urging people to be wary of alluring offers that may come with dire consequences. But if you ever find yourself between Mexico City and Cuernavaca at night time, and you see a scarlet car in the distance, we'd advise you to keep on walking. La Isla de las Muñecas, also known as the Island of the Dolls, is a haunting and eerie place located in the Xochimilco canals, just south of Mexico City, and it is a place that you would not want to find yourself in after dark. The legend behind the island says that a reclusive man named Don Julian Santana Barrera came across the body of a young girl floating in the canals surrounding the island. The next day, a distraught Barrera found a doll floating down the canal and believed it belonged to the girl. He hung it from a tree in her memory and as a talisman to ward off evil spirits. As time passed, he began to see her ghost, and to appease her, Barrera scoured the trash and started trading produce from his garden in exchange for more dolls, eventually filling the entire island. In 2001, Barrera's young nephew came to visit the island. As they were fishing in the canal, Barrera, who was 80, began to sing, claiming that mermaids in the water were calling for him. His nephew left briefly, and upon returning, he found Barrera face down in the canal, in exactly the same spot where the girl was said to have drowned. Since the island became open to the public, there have been reports of the dolls moving their heads and arms, as well as opening their eyes. Visitors also claim to have heard the dolls whispering to each other. people occasionally place offerings around the dolls in exchange for miracles and blessings. Some change the dolls' clothes and maintain the island as a form of worship. The Chupacabra is a cryptid creature emerging into public consciousness in the mid-1990s. In March of 1995, 8 sheep were found dead with their blood drained. Puncture wounds adorned their chests, yet no known animal matched the bite marks. Later that year, over 150 animals suffered similar fates. The mystery deepened, and concerns grew. Locals began to tell of the Chupacabra, or goat sucker. This elusive creature has multiple descriptions, often influenced by fear and confusion among eyewitnesses. It is generally said to be hairless, with spiked or scaly skin, and runs on all fours. It is known to be fast and athletic, have prominent fangs and glowing red eyes. There have been many sightings of the Chupacabra, and the creature caused a lot of unrest in the mid-90s, where it was not uncommon to see armed guards watching livestock. Since then, biologists have theorized that the Chupacabras are either coyotes, dogs, or canine hybrids with hair loss due to mange, which is an infestation of mites. This infestation weakens the animal and would drive them to attack livestock due to the debilitating effects of the disease. However, the Chupacabra remains a feared and mysterious animal, forever etched in Mexican and Southern American folklore. La Llorona, also known as the Weeping Woman, is a legend deeply rooted in Mexican and Latin American cultures. La Llorona was once a beautiful woman named Maria. Her life took a tragic turn when her husband betrayed her, having an affair with a younger woman in the village. Driven mad by jealousy, rage, and despair, Maria committed an unthinkable act. She lured her sons to a nearby river and drowned them, destroying the thing that her husband cherished the most. Realizing the horror of her actions, she then took her own life by drowning herself. Sometime later, people began to hear weeping at night, and they saw a woman dressed in a black shawl. She cried out, my sons, where are my sons?" And the sightings were always near bodies of water. La Llorona is said to target men who have got themselves lost, and misbehaving children, possibly mistaking them for her own. Parents share the tale with their children as a cautionary lesson. It dissuades them from staying out too late at night, emphasizing the dangers of wandering alone near rivers and lakes. This tragic ghostly figure continues to captivate imaginations, reminding us of the power of remorse, loss, and the consequences of our actions. That concludes the top 5 scariest Mexican urban legends. Which was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.